What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Mick the Mark coming at you with another hot video for this Thursday. Check this out. In 1994, the Macho Man Randy Savage, oh yeah, pretty much in the WWF was told he was a little bit too old to be an in-ring talent. So they put him pretty much in the broadcast booth. I don't know if he enjoyed that too much, so he ended up leaving a little bit later that year and going to WCW. Jim Cornette and Brian Last had some very interesting things to say that maybe Vince dropped the ball on the Macho Man. Oh, yeah.
And he appears to have maybe not have English as his first language, so I'll do my best here. The match between the subject.
You already sound like you didn't have English as he doesn't have English as his first language.
The subject of the email.
How many have you gone through before you got to English?
The subject of the email is: did Vince drop the ball on Savage in '94? And here's the question. Before the match between Macho Man Randy Savage and Head Shrinker Fatu, Jim called Savage the gold standard. But Vince didn't treat Randy Savage in a positive way. He wanted to start a youth movement and then made Bob Backlund the world champion at the age of 45 years old. How would Jim do with the Savage situation? And did Vince know what he lost? So let's recombobulate that into Vince McMahon letting Randy Savage leave, which, according to most people, was because he also didn't want to use Randy Savage as a top wrestler anymore. And Randy wanted to be used that way and paid that way.
Yes.
What do you think, looking back now? Did Vince drop the ball?
I don't know if dropping the ball is the correct phrase, but that's the thing. It's like when Hurd decided that Flair was too old and wanted to go to Sting and Luger. That was in 1990. And Vince was on the outs with Hogan at that point, and he was trying to establish the new talent. And when Vince does something, he, as we've seen, digs in and goes all the way. And he won.
Yeah, they let Randy go a little bit too early because Randy still had some athleticism left, and he was still, to me, in '94, way more entertaining than Hulk Hogan. In '94, I was 15 years old, and I was pretty much over Hogan by the time I was 9 or 10. The Macho Man really seemed like a real tough guy to me, more so than Hogan. That's just my opinion.
Wanted Savage to be more of the Babe Ruth type, the goodwill ambassador, the legendary superstar, do commentary, whatever, but he wasn't going to put him in main events anymore. Mm-hmm. And I'm not faulting him having a vision and wanting to stick to it, but the thing is, Savage had proved, and of course Savage was tightly wound and was sometimes hard to deal with, but he proved that he had another 3 or 4 more years at least to go before he really had issues. And he may have had a few more years than that if he hadn't, when he went to WCW, got himself so jacked up on the sauce that he was just at some points looking immobile.
The sauce, huh?
But I definitely think it was too soon. Vince decided he was going to do it, and Randy said, well, I'm not fucking done yet. And he took the offer to go to Atlanta. And I know that Vince was affected by it. I was the one that ended up doing a commentary on Raw with Vince for 6 weeks or so after that, because they had nobody that they had planned. They didn't know that it was going to happen, so they didn't have somebody else to step in. And he made that announcement the first show without Savage. We wish him well, and he was affected by it. I don't think he thought that he would ever go. But by the same token, he tried to retire Randy probably 2 or 3 or 4 years too soon. And then whatever he found out or happened or decided after the fact that caused Randy to be banished forever was not in effect that night when Randy first left, or elsewise Vince wouldn't have given that heartfelt little short speech about it. So I don't know.
I don't think the heat was because of him sleeping with Stephanie. I think the heat was him taking Slim Jim.
Yeah, see, that was a rumor. The rumor is that the Macho Man had a night with Stephanie McMahon, and that's why Vince was very upset with him. Pretty much not ever allowing him to come back to the WWE. Even after they had bought WCW, Randy wasn't really in his plans at all.
Because they tried to hold on to Slim Jim. They had Bam Bam Bigelow, I think, doing the commercials. And then they just jumped to WCW to get back to Randy Savage. And that's when WWF was the most vulnerable in terms of needing money.
Well, there you go. He might have snapped into the wrong goddamn deal there. But yeah, that's, you know, I hesitate to comment on what people have done in the past that you're not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure.
So what do you guys think about this? If you can remember 1994, do you guys feel like I feel that, I guess the way Jim feels, that Vince let Randy go a little bit too early as far as not wanting to put him in main event, so Randy left. Vince still wanted him around because he still had a personality. He was good on camera. He's a good talker. Very entertaining broadcaster along with Vince. So Vince wanted to keep him around for that. So Vince was a little hurt that he left. What do you guys think about that? Leave your comments in the comment section. This is your boy, Mick the Mark, y'all. Listen, we need 15 more subscribers so we can go live and start watching wrestling together on this YouTube, y'all. So let me get those 15 new subscribers. Thank you for everybody who subscribed.